Hi, I'm Jodi.
I'm Andrew.
It's nice to meet you.
You
Why
too.
don't you tell me a little bit why you're here today?
Well, my mom said that I should come in. So a couple of weeks ago, my stepdad got deported. Um, if I say stepdad, he's been with my mom since I was like 2, I think, before I can remember. I didn't even know he was in the country illegally until he, I guess, had to fill out some paperwork at the DMV. Um, yeah, I mean, he's always been dumb, but my mom thought it would be a good idea if I came to talk to somebody about how I feel about him get having to leave, and yeah, so I'm here.
Okay. Well, how are you feeling about him having to leave?
I mean, I don't know. He and I were never all that close. Like he's been around for a long time, but like my dad's kind of still in the picture, so I guess he was always just stepdad. Like it never got to the point where I was like, "You're my real dad now," because like my dad's still in the picture. So Ricardo was never like anything that I needed. I guess I don't know. I feel like I should be more upset than I am.
Okay. How are you feeling since he's been gone? What of these? You said it, he got deported 2 weeks ago.
I mean, it's just been a busy couple of weeks. Mom's trying to get finances and stuff together. Like, dad's trying to be as helpful as he can, but obviously there's still some tension between them. Um, Mom's like reaching out to friends, but she does fairly well enough by herself. I mean, she's a doctor. I guess I just shell shocked, maybe.
Okay. And how do you think? So it's still new to you, correct?
Yeah.
How do you think you're gonna feel once like the newness wears off?
I mean, I don't know. I've never like dealt with this before. I mean, like I've heard stories about like immigration issues on the news before, but I didn't really ever know it was going to be a problem for us. I mean, like, mom's a doctor. She met Ricardo working at the hospital. So, like, I'm not like, I've heard stories where people are afraid for the rest of their families, but none of the rest of my family is in danger, as far as I know. I, I don't know. I just, I don't know.
Okay, you said you weren't even aware that he was here illegally. How did finding out like make you feel?
I mean, I would never judge somebody for being undocumented. I mean, I guess it was surprising that I didn't know that about him, considering how long he's been around. But it's not really something you ask. Like, hey, stepdad, by the way, do you have papers? And mom never brought it up. I think the hardest thing right now is just seeing how she's struggling with it. I mean, she's throwing herself into her work and just trying to get everything taken care of to make sure we're going to be okay. I mean, we are. I mean, probably.
Okay, is there anything that you feel that should be done for you in this time?
I don't know. That seems a little selfish. Like, her husband just got deported. She just lost half of her household income.
I'm gonna stop you. I'm here to help you right now, so let's focus on what would make you feel better in this situation.
I guess just right now the only thing I can think of is time because I just don't know how to process it yet. I mean, maybe I'm just like not good at processing this way. I don't know.
Well, it's a shock. It takes people time to adjust and get used to like changes, and this is a big change. So, how have things like at home changed for you? Do you live with your mom
Yeah, I do.
and your stepdad?
Also lived with us. Yeah.
Okay, so how have things changed like the past 2 weeks with him being gone?
There's
Besides like her trying to get everything in order.
it has been a little weird because he did most of the cooking, so now mom's just trying her best with like hamburger helper and mac and cheese, and like
Okay.
I've been trying to help out as much as I can because I'm in a like gap year, I guess. I took a break from college last semester, so lately I've just been kind of working and like looking around at hobbies and stuff. So I'm just grateful right now that I have time to sort of help her get through this.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm not the best cook either, but I think she appreciates coming home and there's some sort of hot food or
Mm-hmm.
something cold in the fridge if she's getting back really late. So I guess I'm glad that I can be here for her right now, which in a way sort of helps me. I like being useful. Maybe that's sort of how I'm processing it, working through it.
Okay, and I would also like to just point out that you said your mom wanted you to come here, so she's obviously trying to take care of you to the best of her abilities.
Yeah, that's true.
So she's also being here for you. And why do you think it is that your mom felt that this would be good for you? Put yourself like in her shoes. Why?
She probably knows that I'm not great at processing things.
Okay.
She's been around a while. um, she knew me when I was 13 in black hoodies, sitting in my room, not dealing with any problems.
Okay.
She was there for me when I came out and didn't really want to tell her, even though she already knew. So she knows that I don't really like to face problems head on.
Okay. So I know this was your mom's idea, not yours, but like, what do you hope to get from this, and how do you hope that what can I do to help you the most?
I mean, I guess I'll just follow along with what she thinks, just sort of developing those coping skills, but first, I don't know, figuring out how I feel. Because right now, I guess I'm just kind of, everything happened so quickly.
Okay. So do you want to start talking about how you feel right now, or do you want to try to focus on how to better cope?
Well, I guess right now, I'm just sort of trying to find the words. It's like, I appreciated having Ricardo around. Like I said, we weren't ever close, but he was a nice presence in the household.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we weren't close, but he was always there.
Yeah.
Like, he tried to bond, but I was never super into it. Yeah, I mean, I do worry about my mom a lot, even before, like, this issue happened. So I guess what I'm feeling right now is just worry about the unknown that's coming up. Because, like, financially, I think we'll be okay. I can't be sure. Something bad could always happen. And at least, I guess we've lost our safety net, kind of. Like, having two parents working at a hospital was kind of cool. Like, I mean, right now we have luxuries we don't need. We could always downsize if we had to. I don't know. There's just a lot to think about. And, like, obviously, I guess you can kind of tell that I'm not super close with Ricardo, that I haven't mentioned him even once. I'm sure he's not very happy about being back in Guatemala, but yeah, I don't even know where to start dealing with that.
Mm-hmm. So, correct me if I'm wrong in any of these. So, from what I'm getting is that you've noticed that your mom seems to be overwhelmed with trying to get this, like, figure out everything, and you've noticed some things like you having to cook more, and you like providing, you feel useful in that way. Is there any other ways that like could make you feel good of like being useful to your mom, but ways that like help benefit you?
I mean, right now I'm staying with her, but not paying bills. So I wonder if I could, like, maybe help her take care of a couple of those, and then she could maybe take a little more time off work to deal with, like, INS and, like, all the other immigration nonsense. Because she wants. Obviously, she does want him to come back.
You would think.
One would think. So maybe if she had a little more free time, if I helped with some bills, if I helped with some chores, she could take a little more time off work, maybe even take a sabbatical. I don't know how much she has saved up right now, but I'm sure she would appreciate that.
Okay, so you have kind of like not a solid game plan, but you have an idea of the steps you want to take to help like the family. Now, what are like self-care steps that could go along with that to ensure that you're also being taken care of?
I mean, like I said, I do like providing. That's sort of like therapeutic for me. But aside from that, I mean, like right now, like I said, I work part-time at a coffee shop. I am not currently taking classes. So I guess like traditional self-care isn't necessarily a problem for me right now. But honestly, this helps because I don't want to load her up with my problems right now. So I guess it's nice to sort of be able to talk to somebody else about it.
Okay.
That's also probably another part of the reason